Good morning and welcome back to this online classes. We will be studying here expository preaching. Last time we have discussed step number 1, study the text, and now it is in step number 2, structure the text. Under structuring the text, we have finished the first part, that is, structure the text. We have two kinds of structuring the text. Number 1 is grammatical key. We have just finished that. And number 2, it is content keys. Grammatical keys, the small words or the little words that plays a vital role. Now, to structure the text, we have learned from Ezra 7:10 how those small words or the little words used to break the structure. To structure, it has divided into 3 parts, just because of to and an. But it is not true with all the texts. Sometimes you may not find the grammatical keys to structure your text. So there is another option that we call it content or subject keys. Let's go to your note. Your note says, sometimes structure is not indicated by grammar. You see, sometimes structure is not indicated by grammar. You cannot structure the text with the use of those little words or with the use of grammar. So what you have to do is indicate the structure of a text by of a text can be discerned by number 1, content changes, introduction of a new subject, repetition, then change in the form of a statement, or so on. So sometimes we may not get to structure the text with the use of grammatical keys. So what you have to do is you have to see the content first, the content change, or introduction to a new subject. Let's turn our Bible to Matthew chapter 5. Matthew chapter 5. Matthew chapter 5. I'm going to show you the example. Let's read from verse 14. Matthew chapter 5 from verse 14 to 17. First, verse 14 to 17. Now there you see, you are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on the lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. 16. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. 17. Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Now, what do you observe there? See, from verse 14 on till 16, the content did not change. The content was talking, or it is talking about light. But when it comes to 17, you see, we'll read 16 again. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. 16, 17. Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. You see there? 16 and 17. Is there any content change? Yes. 16 up to 16 from 14, it is talking about light, and now 17 is start about law. Okay, 17 is started about law. So when you construct your text, okay, from 14 to 16 is one part, and from 17 you go following, and till it stop talking about law. Okay, till it stop talking about law. Now when you go there, it will go till 20, it talks about law. Then from 21 it's talk about murder. So the content change, and by that content you have to divide the or you have to structure your text. Okay, or introduction of a new subject. So these are the introduction of a new subject. So from verse 14 till 16 it was talking about light, and now 17 it was new subject about law, fulfilling the law. Okay, fulfilling the law. Or sometimes you see the repetition. Okay, repetition and change in the form of a statement or so on. Now change in the form of a statement. Now when we go to Matthew chapter 6, okay, Matthew chapter 6, if you have your Bible, please turn with me to Matthew chapter 6. 18 and 19, Matthew chapter 6, 18 and 19. I'm reading for you 18. So that you do not appear to men to be fasting, but to your Father who is in a secret place, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. Okay, then 19. Do not lay up yourself treasure on earth, where moth and rust destroy it, and where thieves break in and steal. Okay. Number 18, verse 18, it is talking about fasting. Did you see there? So that you do not appear to men to the fasting, but to the Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. Okay, talking about fasting. Now it is in imperative mode, or it is a statement form. Or okay, see the content change in the form of a statement or in the form of a command. Now it is command. Now you go read your next paragraph. It says an example of a change in the form of a statement is when the author is making declaration and suddenly changes into a command or imperative mood. You should take that change into account as you discern the structure of a text. Now, example is given here. Okay, verse 18 is a statement. So that you do not appear to men to be fasting, but to your Father who is in the sacred place, and your Father who is in secret will reward you openly. Okay, that is a statement. Now, this statement is suddenly changed in verse 19 with the imperative mode or with the command. It says, do not lay up your treasure on earth, where moth and rust destroy it, and where thieves break in and steal. Now it is not talking about fasting anymore. It talks about our treasure in heaven. Okay, our treasure in heaven. So sometimes it changes with imperative move. Sometimes it's changed with the with a question, interrogative. So by that we have to see the change of a context. Okay, the change of the change of a text. Okay, so you can structure in that form. Okay, here are 4 steps for structuring the text. 4 steps for structuring the text. As we have already learned, identify all possible grammatical or content mix, marker, or structure. So we have to identify whether I can construct or structure my text with the help of the grammar or with doubt the grammar with the content or subject keys. So you have to identify this one. Now, for in the case of Ezra chapter 7 verse 10, sorry, it is with the grammatical keys, the small word to and an. Now, when we come to Matthew chapter 5, verse 14 to 16 and 17, it is with the subject keys or the content keys. Okay, so we have to identify this one first, whether it has to be with grammatical content or whether it has to be with the subject content. Okay, grammatical keys or the subject contents. Now, separate major markers from minor markers. Major markers carry more weight in structuring the text in minor markers. Now go back to Matthew chapter 5. Now we read from Matthew chapter 5 verse 14. Now we see that you are the light of the world. It talks about light. Believers are the light of the world. Okay, that is what the meaning is. So you are the light. Whoever is in Christ, they receive the light. They are the light of the world. Or in our words, we say the believers are the light of the world. Now, when you structure a text, you are going to structure, you are the light of the world. Okay, you are the light of the world. Underneath of it, the subpoint would be, a city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Okay, that is subpoint A. Subpoint B, no one put it under a basket. Okay, that is subpoint 2. And subpoint 3 is, let your light so shine before men. Okay, so these are 3 subpoints, and these 3 subpoints, we are structuring the text. By the way, we are not preaching or we are not making a sermon. Now, when you structure those points, and then when you come back to the step number 6, when you structure the sermon, you are the light of the world, will turn into believers are the light of the world. Then here it says, a city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. That is subpoint A. So this, what is the meaning of that? Okay, we are going to contemporize that one and then make into a sermon. So when you make a sermon, every words will be changed, but the idea will be same. Okay, but as of now, we are structuring the text. So therefore, what as it is there in the text, you just write it down. Okay, so you are the light of the world. Underneath of it, subpoint A is, a city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Number 2, nobody puts under a basket. Number 3, let your light so shine before men. Okay, so these are the 3 subpoints, and the major point is, you are the light of the world. Okay, you are the light of the world. You got it? So also, when you go to any other text, you will find the same thing. Now we are in Ephesians chapter 5. So Ephesians chapter 5, when you go there, you will have a major outline there, major structure there. Then you have the minor structuring again. Okay, marks the major one, then marks the minor one. For example, when you go to Ephesians chapter 5, okay, then in one part, I will not tell you the verse, I will not tell you but in one part it said, walk in wisdom. Okay, walk in wisdom. How can we walk in wisdom? So that is the subpoints under walk in wisdom. So walk in love is there, walk in wisdom is there, walk in light is there. So underneath of it, there are subpoints to be written, and subpoints are also there. Okay, you are going to learn even that. Okay, so this is how we are going to structure the text. Okay, so separate major markers from minor markers. Major markers carry only weight in structure. The text that the minor markers understand the meaning of the force of the major markers. Outline the text according to the relative importance of the marker. So you have to outline according to the relative importance of the markers. So now we are marking Matthew chapter 5:14. Okay, I'll give you the example there. I'll give you the example here in the side. Okay, you check this one. See, you are the light of the world. This is verse 14, and underneath of it, same verse 14b part, it says, a city that is set on the hill cannot be hidden. Okay, a city That is that. Okay, I will not write in full. Okay, just for you to understand. Then verse 15 comes. What is there? Verse 15. Okay, nobody puts a lamp under a basket. Okay, then 16. You are let your light so shine. Okay, then 17 come. Can we connect 17 there? Do not think that I come to destroy the law. And can we fit the main point here? This one. You are the light of the. Do you see this one? Okay. Yes, that. Okay. Can we connect this one to verse 17? No. So your major outline and then the minor outline finish from here. Okay. And verse 17, it is completely, it introduced to a new subject. So you cannot do that one. Okay. So likewise, you have to find it out and see the changes. Okay. Whether it is relative to the markers or not. Okay. So that is what we have to structure our text. Now summarize the main section of the text. We'll do this one in next class because you will get confused when if we take more classes. So just remember this part, okay? And try to do your homeworks as we have been doing it from Ephesians chapter 5. So please continue. Every step that we go, please continue to do that, okay? So as of now, we'll wind up our class from here. Have a nice day. God bless you all.